The Man in the Country, Part 3. I awoke to the ray of the sun shining across my face as a warm sunrise blanketed the countryside, and two birds were singing right outside the living room window as I crawled out of my sleeping bag. Fucking birds, I thought. They're perched out there without a care in the world, singing their song like there wasn't a horde of ravenous flesh bags roaming around, waiting to rip the flesh off anything that still had a pulse. Oh, how nice it must be. I unfortunately did not have that luxury. I quickly got up and gathered my things, including the new stock of supplies I gathered while searching the house. Then I went into the kitchen and cleared out the cupboards of anything of use. There were plenty of canned goods, soups and vegetables I came across, plus plenty of boxed products that only require water and a fire to boil it with. Before heading out to the truck, I made myself some coffee. I needed the caffeine boost, plus whenever I get the chance, I like to enjoy the small semblances of a once ordinary life whenever they pop up. God knows how many are left. They're fading quicker and quicker by the day. I slammed back the last gulp of piping hot, grain-riddled coffee and made my way to the pickup truck. There were no signs of the dead, and I was able to pack up the truck without incident. I got inside the cab and readied myself for the first big moment of truth. I took a deep breath and stuck the key into the ignition, and to my relief, it started up without delay. I pulled out onto the dirt road and headed into town. Now my journey was to truly begin. The horrors I saw strewn about on the sides of the road became more worse and horrifying the closer I got to the city. Devoured bodies hanging out of their vehicles were a common sight. Vehicles on fire, with its occupants still inside burning to a crisp. Buildings as well were ablaze, smoldering to their foundations. The most horrific sight I came across was a school bus I momentarily stopped in front of. Tiny bloody handprints were smeared along the outside, like a macabre finger painting. The bus driver's torso was hanging outside the driver's side window, with its head missing, and a small horde of zombified children were thrashing about, up and down the aisle. Some of the children were even still strapped to the seat by their seat belts. How morbidly ironic, a device meant for their safety ended up being the cause that doomed them, unable to flee fast enough. I put the truck into drive and quickly sped off. My presence was provoking the children into a ravenous frenzy, and I wasn't sure if I was ready to blow away any more children this early in the morning. Even if they are the undead, it's still not a pretty sight when their little parts go flying everywhere when you pump them full of buckshot. As I continued down the road, seeing those zombie children got me thinking about my babies and the pain they must have went through as they were being torn apart and devoured by the dead. God, I hope I don't come across them the closer I get to the mall. Not in zombie form or their devoured remains. Jesus, I have to get a hold of myself, get my fucking thoughts together, and focus on the fucking task at hand. Clear the damn bullshit. I can see the city skyline in the distance. I have to get my mind right. Brandy, just keep focusing on Brandy. I was now on I-95 North, the main highway into the city, and Jesus Christ, was it a mess. Cars crashed into one another, all types of vehicles abandoned on the shoulders. It was all lined up like a funeral procession, or a buffet if you come to think about it. There was still enough of a path for me to maneuver through, thankfully, but God only knows how long that will last. I just hope if I have to abandon the truck, I'll be close enough to the mall. As I continued down the highway, I noticed countless amounts of emergency vehicles strewn about, even some military as well. From the looks of it, Army and National Guard. It looks like they put up a good fight, but the dead overran them that day. I saw my exit coming up that I needed to get off on. If I had to guess, I was about 20 miles from the mall. So far, so good, on there being no delays. The fit was tight, but I got the truck through and made my way down the exit ramp. I was now on Willow Tree Avenue, and the nerves were shooting through my body the closer and closer I got to the mall. I just wanted to get there. I just wanted to wrap my arms around my love and protect her. I was almost there now as I turned on Juniper Street. The mall was just a few streets over. This was going perfectly according to plan. As I transitioned over to Mulberry Lane, but as I turned the corner, I slammed on the brakes. Slammed on them so hard I'm surprised I didn't put my foot through the truck's floor. I sat there for just a few moments. That's all I had, because what stood before me, blocking my path, was the biggest horde of flesh bags I had seen to date. Just rows and rows stacked of the undead, staring at me like I was their next meal. Well, sorry, my undead friends, but not fucking today. Not when I'm this close to my love, my beautiful wife. I quickly reacted, grabbing what I could, and ran out of the truck. I saw a dress shop over to my right, up the street a little bit. From where I came, I turned and quickly booked it towards the shop, making it inside before those flesh bags could catch me. I hurriedly barricaded the door and sat to catch my breath. The hope I had been filled with was now gone, lost without a trace, as the dead started to bang against the door. I felt hopeless as I sat there in the dark, quiet room, but I quickly snapped out of it. I couldn't just sit there with the love of my life out there afraid, waiting for me to rescue her. I had to come up with a plan. I had to find a way. I would like to give a heartfelt thank you to the special friends of the channel. Your generosity means the world to me. If you would like to support the channel, the link is below in the description. Also, please send me your stories to duchessofdarkness27@gmail.com. You can also find me on Instagram at duchess.ofdarkness or Twitter at duchessofdarkn2. I want to thank you all for your support, your kindness, and your encouragement. I appreciate it so very much. Until next time.